totally
Yeah,
agree. Totally agree. Um, what's about Luis Enrique's Spain?
well, I would say if he had like one more year, he would have a perfect team. Like normally prepared this thing,
There is no
but
Real Madrid player.
that's unfortunate. But it's true. Like who would play? Like nobody. Yeah, in Real Madrid, nobody from Spain, yeah, except Ramos is still playing.
Yeah,
Like
he was probably not as
so,
fit, so he just
yeah.
excluded.
So
But I was a little bit disappointed to not see Nacho. Nacho was fairly solid always for Spain. But again,
Yeah, he had an interesting season this year. Like Zidane, this would be the practically Zidane's one of the finest season he have. Like the finest season as a manager,
yeah,
Zinedine Zidane,
with the limited
because
resource, yeah,
yeah, with limited resource, what he did, competing until the last day, also like in Champions League semi-final. So yeah, it's technically his best season, but one of the key players is was Nacho.
yeah. I
So
agree.
yeah, but
But
things
I think what happened with Nacho's situation
actually
is the Laporte get into the Spanish team and someone had to be
exactly
sacrificed. Yeah,
exactly this happened, and I would agree. And one more thing happened. Like it's not the same reality uh, in the Spain team and in the um, Real Madrid team, because Real Madrid has this limited resources, but like you can, like if you are in a bad season or something like this, you would depend on players. But if you are doing something good or something, like it's the fight against, how can I say, surviving
yeah,
and flourishing.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you wouldn't depend on the players when you were flourish, when you were like those guy who you were depend on in your surviving time.
But
But
would you start? Sorry to cut you off, but would you start Morata as your number nine, or would you go to Gerard Moreno, who is a brilliant
I,
player?
w- I would go with Moreno probably,
Yeah,
because Morata is a big name, but Moreno has one of his best season.
yeah.
So
And
I would,
he was consistent even last two seasons
yeah,
too. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly.
and Spain always has the problem with striker, but what Moreno reminds me, although different type of player, David Villa sort of vibe, although very different kind of player. Um, but I hope that Moreno gets his break and he makes it big. Otherwise, there is Thiago Alcantara, there is Pedri coming up. There is talent on this team. You have Pau Torres on the back line with Laporte. Uh,
Mm.
this is not as bad as team that it looks like, and Spain has probably one of the easier groups to go through from. I guess the battle will start from the knockout stage.
Exactly. I would add one more thing. The past few years, Spanish team has recovered from their damage in, like, from 2014 to 2018, and they have these players like Pedri. It's unfortunate Ansu
Yeah.
Fati wouldn't be there. So, but still, like the thing is that only one problem is uh, with Spain team. Like I agree with you. It's always the striker. Like they play really good football, but then sometimes they don't score
Well,
at all.
I was laughing at I shouldn't say it's
And
kind of a
no,
jokish. I was laughing at Alvaro Morata's recent interview that he gave. He said I was robbed from a lot of goals due to VAR.
what?
I was robbed a lot of goals due to VAR. ruling them offside. So, so in a other word, I could have scored a lot of goals if there was no offside. Uh, you
Well,
cannot.
it's not like 1960s anymore, so you can sneak behind
Yeah,
like the goalkeeper and score or something like this. But yeah, like it's the problem with him. Like he actually destroyed the play with going in like offside in wrong times. Like if your teams are your teams are attacking, you should be in the positions like to potentially score, not to like ruin the play
yeah,
and get a free kick against you. So that's the thing like about Enrique. Enrique always actually depend on big names.
yeah,
He would probably play Morata or rely on more on Morata. So that's the only problems with Spain team right now, I guess. But other than that, like they have a pretty good squad. Also, like a lot of younger players, and I guess I would say like it would be a nice experience for Pedri.
yeah.
It's his best season so far. Like he played only one season
Yeah, but
as a
he
senior
looked a little bit
player.
stressed at the later part of the season, like when Barcelona
Mm.
were chasing, and he did look tired, and you can't actually blame his 17, 18, and had a lot of minutes in his legs
Yeah,
already.
yeah, it's understandable actually. Like normally, at his age, not so many players are playing like this. Like only Bellingham, from Dortmund,
Yeah,
he made it through to the English team. But even Pep Guardiola said like, you are lying about your ages.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
so
Well,
like yeah, like.
well, even but yeah, what I'm seeing from Spanish team, it could depends on their productivity up front. They could go a little further, but I don't see them really winning it. But
Well,
go ahead. Sorry.
It depends on like team. I would say that they are potential semi-finalists, but you'll never know
Yeah,
like about
exactly.
Spain.
Let's come together because it's getting the episode is getting is huge in terms of minutes. Let's come
Yeah.
together to your two top favorites, Portugal and France.
Well, I would, I would say uh, for Portugal, it's a different team than 2016.
Yeah,
They
there are
have
lot more talented players
mm,
coming in, and there's a lot of emerging names coming in as well. That
as yeah, and they have like a CR7 in their side.
I think
So,
that's probably that would be controversial. Like he's 36 right now, but he
but still, he's
still
one of
scores.
the few. Yeah, he still scores. And one of the thing I saw that in an analysis, like it's not the team like a CR7 and 10 guys.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Well,
It's
I
a
would argue
it's a
it was never
different team.
like that. CR7 and 10 guys. I mean, yeah, the highlight was him, but it was never like that. Portugal had a very solid bunch. Always they always defended. But what probably has changed recently, they have players who can actually dominate the game right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
players like Cancelo, he can play in the both wing back position,
and
and
can still be a playmaker from winger, which is
yeah,
incredible.
exactly. Yeah, not so many players can do that actually.
Yeah.
Like not many players can do that. And
I wouldn't say there's nobody like Cancelo, to be honest, at this point.
well, yeah, I would
I've
agree
never
actually.
seen he could be a number 10, but playing as a wing back. Uh,
Exactly, like Zinchenko,
yeah, yeah, something like that. Uh,
but,
so
but also like
you have very
uh,
solid base on your midfield. Your attackers are good. Your
yes,
defense is probably arguably the best. Well, maybe with the France. Uh, but I probably give a little bit more marks to the Portugal team on the defending.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now, Ruben Diaz is he just got PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So yeah, like in his first season, in English football it would be something. It's something else.
And how does Pepe
And
defend? Still like he was 10 years ago.
yeah, and they don't actually play with higher lines, and so it would be like really hard for other teams to score against them with speed. You need specific tactics, and they are good in airs also.
And also there is
So
Rui Patricio who is very very underrated.
yeah, of course, like he's one of the tallest goalkeepers, so he has like these long hands, and also like he's in good form.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Portugal, yeah, like if anyone says like 2016 is a fluke for them, so it would be fair to say if they don't win this time, it would be a fluke.
Well, I'm always I've always had admiration for Bernardo Silva, and I really hope he has very good tournament. And Portugal's luck will depend on certainly his assists and his contribution in the midfield. But eventually, all the highlights will go to the main man and the captain, Cristiano. Uh, you still think at 36 with this better squad, he has a better chance of winning it than ever.
Not then ever because he had the best chance in 2004 against
Okay,
Greece.
okay,
So,
yeah, that's a
well, but yeah, that's
okay.
a
Then
different Cristiano Ronaldo. Like,
I
but
shouldn't say it than ever. Yeah, that was I remember that tournament. That was a crazy
yeah.
tournament. That was a very good side of Portugal with Luis Figo.
Probably the best I have ever seen
Yeah,
actually. Like they were a really good attacking side, but this Portugal is like more. It's not like holding back all the time,
yeah.
or also like not on the attacking all the time. Like trying to, they always try to sneak back. Like they always try to go to a counter attack probably, or they're not like that. They have this like yeah, there are players like Bernardo Silva. They can actually hold the balls on for
And find
so
passes, which was
yeah, and find
actually
passes.
Joao Montinho only guy for a while. But there are other options at this point. So I'm just
Yeah,
going
right now.
to skip it over just to make it a little bit more time, not time consuming, to probably the best side of the world, although they're not ranked number one, France. Uh, can they mess it up?
Uh, well, uh, like I said, like now it is actually interesting because if it is 1 year ago, you were asking the same question like if the Euro 2020 would happen in
2020 actually
2020,
happened
yeah,
2020, yeah, exactly, yeah.
2020, it would be a different answer for me. Like they could actually they had the chance to how can I say being suicidal with some selections, but right now those players are back in form. Also, even Griezmann in last part of the season, he's playing well with Barcelona. So I would say, and also right now Benzema is back, so they have a solid number 9 in the front. So with Mbappe, like one of the best players in the world right now, they have
Yeah,
pretty good chance. Like unless they mess it up. So
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Even Pogba is hinting to get back some sort of form, and then there's
yeah,
not that consistency, but there's now wherever you can see is N'Golo Kante, sure.
yeah,
Kante is there. They have other options in midfield, and players like Kimpembe is looks like going to be starting in the back line. So yeah, I still believe Hugo Lloris is a weaker link of that side. I mean,
yes,
there
exactly.
there
I was
there's there's obviously, no disrespect, he's a decent keeper, but for a team like that, who glories as a keeper and the captain, I don't know about that. I don't feel as great. Sometimes Loris has that 2 3 games after there's a chance of him doing some kind of mistake. He's not as reliable as say Thibaut Courtois or even then keeper Schmeichel. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, so for I say I didn't say what do you think France would win it. So it's actually their tournament to lose.
Yes, exactly.
They have everything
If
to win,
they
but
have everything to win, they have a pretty, I would say, like if they replace even like players like Pogba, they can actually replace it. They,
yeah,
also like also wingers, even for example, if someone get out of one match or play in the one after, so they can actually replace some guy for one match and go with it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. They could actually field 2 different teams and still could win it.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Moving on from Euros, is there anything else I've missed except probably Erling Haaland? That's I didn't say it much. Uh, with Norway, I didn't see much of Norway, to be fairly honest. But I still hope that Haaland can go a little bit deeper side of the tournament, so he could score a bunch of goals, and he's a proven goal scorer. Um, and it would be exciting to see him flourish with the country.
Yeah, it would be, but unfortunately he plays for Norway. So
Yeah. Well, Norway still has a
um,
fairly decent side. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Martin Odegaard still plays there, and
yeah,
you have some other decent players. And it's not about individual players, but it's all about team. But this Norwegian team, I think they're playing in a certain system or certain from the under 17 or under 18 team. There's a lot of players that are coming together, so that could be interesting.
well, in a tournament like Euro or World Cup, you never know. Like anyone can break in, and also like team like Denmark. Denmark is a pretty good side.
Yes.
They had some upset in first few years.
Yeah, Martin
So
Braithwaite plays for them, right?
yes,
No,
you never
that's
know.
what I was not. Obviously, he's not the big name there, but he's still a decent player, and they have a very decent team.
Yes.
There's probably not as big names as others, but as a team, they have a very decent team and very solid.
Yes, I would say that like yeah, like comparing with Norway, Denmark, I guess
Is a stronger side.
has stronger side.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. If there is anything to add for Euros, you can go ahead. Otherwise, I'm almost inclining to go to a different direction or different topics.
I don't have much to add actually. No, not at all.